You're the first one I've heard actually announce the record. Go.
Want to say it again?
First interview. Yeah, we do that one.
John Schlitt and Go, a brand new record.
That sounds so good. I am very...
Just kind of bask in that for a moment. Yes.
Yeah. So I just... No, I'm very excited about it. It's very unique, and one thing is the first time I've ever used multi-producers. Well, no, that's not true. Actually, my first 2 solo records were multi-producers, but the last 4 have been with my son-in-law, Dan. We worked out really well together. It was a winning formula, so I didn't want to stray from it, except this time I'm working with so many other great producers as far as band members and this kind of stuff. I think it's time to spread out a little bit. So Dan did 6 songs. Mark Townsend is doing 2, and John Lowry is doing 3. It's 11 song album. All wrapped around the theme of it's time for us to stop sitting around, let's get up and do something. Now, are we supposed to run chaotically and, just like with our heads cut off? No. We follow what God has in store. I think as Christians, we've, especially now with the challenges that are happening in this country, sometimes we almost sit and hide in our comfort zone called church. And I don't believe that's what's supposed to happen. I believe that we listen and we follow God's leading. And when that's time, it's time to go. And that's the whole theme of the album.
So there is a title track then called Go.
Yes, there is. In fact, the album actually was named before the title cut was even written. And it is probably one of my favorite songs now. I love that song. I think it's got a flow between it's rock, but it's not real aggressive, and it has a beautiful way of starting the record out. And then the next song the first single called "Feel It," it just rocks. So it's a beautiful structure. The 11 songs are all a little different, but they blend well together.
So you mentioned the first 2 songs. I assume the title song kicks it off then.
Yes, it does.
And then you have the next song, Feel It.
Uh-huh.
So take another song or 2 off the album and kind of give us a little bit of backstory.
Okay, very good. Actually, Fighting the Fight is the 4th song on the record, and it's the first slow song. And it was written by a friend of ours that we're involved with in the ministry. And he had this song, and he played it for me. He says, "John, would you ever consider singing this song?" And his name is Ryan Horn. And I said, "Ryan, it's a beautiful song. I think it needs a little tuning." And so I called John Larry. I said, "John, I've got a great song here. I think let's do it." And between John and I and Ryan, we produced a song called Fighting the Fight. And it's a beautiful song. It's my wife's favorite song, so that's usually a good sign. I was just very pleased to be able. And originally, it wasn't even going to be on the album. It was just going to be a single. And after it was done, after we had changed it here and there, I just no, this has got to be on the record. And Ryan goes, "Oh, that would be an honor." And so I think it's a very important song to give the full focus of what I wanted to say for the record.